What's up, guys? It is, what is it, like maybe 1 a.m., 1:30, 2 a.m.? I don't know. Um, just a little thing I want to talk about. I guess we'll call it anxiety diaries. Um, so I have been dealing with anxiety my whole life. Um, and it's been affecting me pretty bad for a long time. Most recently, I've actually been like everything's been great. Up until Tuesday, where I had something happen in my life that's totally affected me and like for no reason. Um, I guess part of my anxiety comes hypochondria, and it's not all the time. It's like very like little things. Um, so the past 3 days, I've convinced myself that I have something that I probably don't, and I haven't slept really since like Monday night. I had a horrible headache, super light, lightheaded, dizzy. My stomach has been just off the charts, terrible. Um, it's horrible. I feel awful. Um, and obviously, I mean, it's so late that I don't have anyone up to talk to, and it all really hits me at night. So I figured I'd make this. So I've been dealing with this, like I said, for a long time. Um, pretty much my whole life, and it got worse as I got older, which is like the most common thing, I suppose. It got to a point where I started drinking pretty heavy, um, and which in turn triggered super depression. And it went wild for about 3 years actually, if not probably a little longer. And then it got to a point where it was a lot, and then I would just drink too much, and I would drink very, very, very frequently, like to the point where I would just get drunk all the time. I actually recently quit drinking about a week and a half ago, just to try to see if I can mellow that out. And I mean, it's great health wise for me, but now I have nothing to cope with, which was what was really underlying the problem there. I was kind of using that to deal with my anxiety and everything that bothered me, um, and I didn't realize how much that affected me until I stopped, because that's a game changer. Your whole that's you use something to help you deal with everyday struggles, and it's gone. So I don't know. It's funny. I wasn't sure if I was just going to do this because I need some just someone to talk to, maybe, or just if talking is going to help me. And if any of you guys are watching, awesome. Appreciate that. Thanks for the love. Not all my videos are like this, but yeah, it's a scary thing dealing with stuff like this, because your brain convinces yourself on literally the worst possible things, and can even actually make your body think that you are dealing with symptoms and of like a disease or something, and your body can trigger that. And I mean, it's scary. I mean, I mentioned it, I think, in a video a couple years ago. I had actually gone to the doctors and heart doctors and all that to get my heart checked out, because I was so paranoid about that. That it wasn't just anxiety; there was something wrong with my heart, and I've had that checked. I've worn a heart monitor. I've you know done all that stuff. I've had other stuff just because I was so paranoid. Um, and it was today was a lot better than previous days. I'll point out it's all over a mosquito bite, or possible mosquito bite. I don't know. That's really what this whole started in the past few days. Um, but today I felt a little better than I have. Um, it's like the tightness in my chest. That's been the biggest thing this time. It's like I feel like I couldn't breathe, and it doesn't help that I'm asthmatic, and it doesn't help that my sinuses are so messed up right now, that my nose is so dry. that I can't even breathe out of my nose. I haven't really eaten. I haven't been hungry. Um, yeah, I felt I felt actually pretty terrible the past few days. Going to bed at like 6 a.m. because that's the only time I can actually fall asleep till for like 4, maybe 5 hours. Get up, go to work, do a full like 7, 8 hour day or night, and come home, sit alone, and my entire house is sleeping. I'm alone. All my friends are sleeping, and I have no one to deal with. Kind of talk to go through all this stuff with. Um, I guess that doing this video not only can help me, but if there's anyone watching and that's dealing with this stuff, and they're like, oh, I don't, it's all, yeah, it's anyone that's dealing with this stuff. You just know, you're not alone, right? Because I'm doing this shit without counseling, without medication, any of that stuff. I'm not really a believer in that stuff. For some people, it works, and that's awesome. For me, no, not so much. But this is the only thing I can think of to cope with. Some of the stuff that's been going on. And the past few, I've had some great things going on in my life recently. The past few months. Obviously, one of them is I talk about my radio show. I think the last 2 vlogs I've done, and I think like multiple videos that I've done previously in the past like 6 months to a year. I've been talking about my radio show, and that's huge because next week will be our first show where we're weekly for the foreseeable future until the show ends. That's a big deal. It's a huge step in the right direction for me career wise because radio is something I want to go into. Full time, make that a career. That's huge. Obviously, that's one of the things that keeps me going. I found this new like drive to want to make YouTube videos, and I was like, I don't like those cheesy ones that just vlog and do this and that for the attention, make it like actual reels had a pimple, a new one. Yeah, I know. I even got this nice one on my nose. My acne came back probably from all the stress that I've had the past couple days. But I've had this newfound drive of streaming on Twitch again, and this newfound drive of making videos on YouTube, and that's been great. And then it's crazy that one little teeny tiny insignificant thing, can turn into just the biggest storm of chaos ever. To think I've got something that could kill me, and that freaks me out. And I think that's like the biggest thing that it stems from is I have this crippling fear of death, and a lot of people do. A lot of people, because you don't know the unknown, And this used to be something that hammered me all the time. I used to not be able to sleep because I was afraid that if I fell asleep, I wouldn't wake up, or I like my heart would stop, or crazy stuff like all the time. That was constant. And then it got to a point where I was fine. I had mellowed out. Things got really good. It's just I don't know where eventually, or how I got. I don't know how I got it to that point. But it was really nice because I was able to start sleeping more. I had a really good schedule at work now. For me, I've never really slept as a kid, so for me it was hard adjusting to a job where I wasn't just working a certain shift. I was working open, close. I was here at 7 a.m. I'd be here at 8, and then I'd have to be in at like 4:30, and then work till 10 p.m. And then I have to go in for 7 the next morning. That was very tough on me. Recently, the past like 3 or 4 months, I've had a really steady schedule of just being there at night. That's been really great for me because I've been able to actually sleep. I've been able to you'd be able to plan things around my day. That's another thing that does suck about working nights is I can't actually make plans unless it's on a day off or a weekend, which I haven't really been working. It's funny, is that one little insignificant thing can just change, especially anyone that deals with anxiety or anything kind of like, I deal with. It's like one little thing in an instant, it changes everything in your world, and it makes it tough. It really does. Um, I've had my friends and family, everyone's like, "Oh, you're okay. You're gonna be okay," and it's like that's awesome, and I really appreciate and love that they do that. But unfortunately, it's not that easy. And then you have the people that are like, "Oh, just think about something different or just relax." It's like, yeah, if it was that simple, I'd have done that years ago. And those are the people that really just they don't understand it. Um, and you can't fault them. I I I don't wish for people to go through this. I don't. I don't wish anyone to go through this. I wish people have the healthiest of lives and happiest of lives, and it's it's crazy when they try to act like they understand and they don't, because it just saying shit like, oh well, just relax or just think of something different or you're fine, chill out, or that stuff. It's like, yeah, you know how easy that is, because if you do, let me know how that works, because would surely love to know. um it I don't have a lot of fears. um I really don't. I have a huge. So I almost drowned when I was little, when I was like 5. So water's a big one, like big water. Like I don't even go in pools or anything like that. Heights, terrified of heights, terrified of heights. Um, Obviously, and I think I've talked to a lot of people about this. I do have this fear of death, and most people do, because it's the unknown. People don't know, you know. Religion says there's something there, non-religion says there's nothing there, and it's no one really knows, like that's, and I think that's what makes it scary for a lot of people. And you think that, I'm so young, and I'm 26 years old, I have a whole life ahead of me, but it's like when every day is the start of something, potentially else that can trigger my anxiety or trigger, this, and it's a horrible way to live. It really is. And it took me so long to be able to find a way to cope with it without using, substance or. And I'm not. I don't want to say I have a substance abuse problem, because I don't. I don't do drugs. I don't smoke pot. I don't. I enjoy alcohol, and not in a like a negative way. Before the past couple of years, like sit back, have a beer, enjoy the beer, or have like a glass of whiskey or something, like just to enjoy it and be a part of that. Um, and then it kind of slowly, triggered into, I had a couple events happen in my life that it just wasn't great. And then I just kind of started drinking, and then drinking more and more and more, and then it gets to a point where I have a lot of friends that have seen me in some really embarrassing moments in my life because I was drunk. Um, Done some stupid stuff while I was drunk. Nothing illegal, thankfully. Um, but yeah, I've acted like an idiot, while drinking, and drinking excessively, and um, I realized it recently. It's about a week and a half ago now. I realized it, and I realized that it was time to step back. I'm not gonna quit drinking forever, because I love the taste of beer and trying new beers and enjoying that, and being able to go, hey, let's go have a drink or something, go out, socialize with it. But I think I'm at the point now. Well, no, I definitely know I'm at the point now where, I've said several times before that, I'm going to stop drinking for a while, and I'm really going to cut back, and I never do, but my eyes were never open to the way they are now, of being able to fully think back and say, wow, yeah, no, I acted like an idiot. Actually, there's probably a bunch of idiot, you know, uh, moments in my vlogs and where I was drinking, or um, I definitely had some videos. Yeah, like look at my last UFC or my MMA talk podcast thing that I did with my dad and and our our former roommate. What, 9 months ago, 10 months ago now. Yeah, we were all hammered. Um, I've done that several times. I realized that it was time to just take a step back for a while. Um, I gained like 30 pounds. I used to be like skinny, and I just started drinking and started eating unhealthy and started not taking care of myself. And I led me to a point where I was at almost 160 pounds, and I'm 5'2". It's like 40 pounds over, well, 35, 40 pounds over what they suggest for someone my height and weight. My height. Um, and I realized, I was like, you know what? This is where I draw the line. This is where I'm done. I'm tired of putting myself through this. I'm tired. Oh, it was more of, I was disappointed that I let my friends down, and that was like the big eye opener, because I was playing Xbox with my friends and I just was trashed, and I could hear just talking to them and while we're playing games, just they were like, what is this kid doing? Why is he just getting completely drunk for no reason? You know, you could hear kind of the disappointment in their voice, like, ah, there we go again, another night. Chris is getting drunk. So it was that point where I was like, this is crazy. So we're gonna see how that goes. This has honestly made me feel a lot better. If you guys are still watching at the end of this, thank you. Um, Thank you for listening. I know some of my friends watch. Thank you guys for being there and sticking by me, even though there are times you guys shouldn't. Um, and I know I've been kind of a shitty person to some people, and that I definitely want to change. Uh, I'm hoping this helps somebody too. Just say, hey, I'm kind of understanding what he's going through, and I'm doing the same. So, sorry for just, I don't know, not fully making sense. I'm just kind of airing out my thoughts here. So if you guys are still here, like I said, but thank you guys for watching. I don't know if this is going to be a regular thing. It might be. This might be what helps me deal with my stuff and everything I have going on in my life. And like I said, hopefully it helps you guys too. So make sure you hit the subscribe button and leave a like if you guys enjoyed this and you guys want to see me do more stuff like this. Probably not, but if you guys want to see more videos, let me know. I'm going to leave the link to my radio show down below, as well as my Twitch and my Twitter, which I'm just going to start leaving my Instagram instead, because I actually use that. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.